Have you ever wondered how far faith can challenge the limits of logic? The story of the House of Loreto is one of those cases that leaves even the most skeptical people speechless. Imagine an entire structure, supposedly built in Palestine, traveling to another continent without human intervention. Miracle or coincidence? This is the dilemma surrounding one of the greatest enigmas of Christian tradition. In this video, we'll delve into the mysteries, evidence, and controversies surrounding the House of Loreto. It's more than just a tale of faith. It's a provocation to our understanding of the world. Get ready to uncover the details that science has yet to explain and the impact this story has on the spirituality of millions. The answer might lie beyond what our eyes can see. The saga of the House of Loreto begins with an extraordinary event, a true historical milestone. This small home, where Mary and Jesus once lived, witnessed one of the most inexplicable occurrences of the 13th century. Faced with growing threats of Muslim invasions, something unimaginable happened. The house was transported from Nazareth to Loreto, Italy. Imagine the astonishment of the faithful upon discovering that, in such tumultuous times, something so sacred was miraculously preserved. The magnitude of this event resonates through generations as an echo of divine protection. Over the centuries, the stories of the house's transport have become an essential part of Catholic tradition. They recount an apparently impossible displacement that defies human logic. Looking at historical records, it's hard not to imagine the people of Nazareth grappling with the sudden absence of a structure that symbolized so much. It's as if the house served as a tangible reminder that, even in the darkest times, something greater is at work. Loreto, the final destination of this extraordinary journey, has become a true spiritual beacon. The city, once just a small point on the Italian map, has come to be known as a meeting place between the sacred and the earthly. The house, surrounded by testimonies from pilgrims worldwide, has become a symbol of faith and renewal. Visitors to this sanctuary often describe how each stone seems to carry a fragment of living history, something that deeply moves the soul. What's most intriguing about this narrative is the transition from the ordinary to the miraculous. There is no scientific explanation that can fully capture the essence of this episode, which continues to captivate scholars and inspire devotees to this day. Yet, this mystery is only the beginning of a series of events that solidify the idea of an intervention far beyond comprehension. The transportation of the House of Loreto is not merely a historical curiosity, but a true testament to something that transcends the physical world. According to Catholic tradition, the house was carried by angels from Nazareth to Loreto, an event that can only be described as an act of divine intervention. Imagine the impact of this story on the people of the time, a tangible proof that the divine actively intervenes in the human realm. This story not only captivates through its magnitude, but also stirs a profound sense of faith and wonder. Accounts of the miraculous transportation detail events that even skeptics find astonishing. The structure is said to have traveled intact over considerable distances, without anyone interfering or even witnessing the act itself. It is as though a veil of celestial protection shielded the house, ensuring its safe arrival at its destination. This phenomenon becomes even more fascinating when one considers the complexity of moving an entire building without any trace of disassembly or reconstruction. For the faithful, the presence of angels in this episode is a powerful symbol of God's closeness during times of need. Scriptures often portray angels as messengers and protectors, but here they played the role of true guardians of something invaluable. The very idea that invisible forces could intervene in earthly events fuels faith and reinforces the belief that nothing is impossible when it comes to the sacred. This event also serves as a reminder that the inexplicable is a fundamental part of the human experience. The transportation of the house is not just a miracle, but a declaration that there is something beyond what the eyes can see or the mind can comprehend. And it is precisely this mystery that leads us to the next point: how this event impacted the spiritual and physical lives of those who had the opportunity to interact with it. The House of Loreto today is a place of profound reverence, a space where the sacred and the earthly seem to meet in a palpable way. Preserved within the homonymous sanctuary, it is considered one of the most significant pilgrimage destinations in the Catholic world. Pilgrims from all corners of the globe visit this site, seeking inspiration, miracles, or simply a moment of spiritual peace. The story surrounding this place transforms it into a refuge for those looking to renew their faith and find meaning in life's mysteries. The sanctuary, located in the small town of Loreto, was meticulously designed to protect the house and welcome those who visit. The imposing and richly detailed basilica is more than just an architectural marvel. It represents a haven for spirituality. Inside, the house stands as a hidden treasure, zealously guarded over the centuries. The feeling of standing before something so sacred is described by many as overwhelming, as though the place carries an energy that transcends words. For the faithful, every stone of the house serves as a reminder of the simple and devout life that Mary and Jesus led in Nazareth. The modesty of the structure contrasts sharply with the grandeur of the basilica that protects it, a powerful metaphor of humility amidst greatness. This duality between the humble and the monumental is what makes visiting the sanctuary such a unique experience. Regardless of their origins or intentions, visitors often find the spiritual impact of the place to be inevitable. Additionally, the House of Loreto is not just a place of devotion. It is also a symbol of unity among Christians worldwide. It serves as a meeting point for different cultures and stories, all united by a shared faith. The sanctification of this space does not end with its preservation, but lives on through the experiences of each pilgrim who visits. This connection between past and present inspires scientific studies to delve into the most intrinsic details of the house. The House of Loreto also fascinates scientists who have tried for centuries to unravel the mysteries surrounding it. Detailed studies have identified material elements that link the structure directly to the region of Palestine, such as specific stones and the type of mortar used, both of which were non-existent in medieval Italy. This surprising discovery reinforces the authenticity of the story and raises intriguing questions about how something so remote could have been transported intact and inexplicably. Scientists have also observed that the house currently in Loreto lacks any foundations, a feature that would be considered impossible for any construction transported through conventional means. Additionally, the dimensions of the walls perfectly match remnants found in Nazareth, a correspondence that defies any possibility of error or coincidence. These findings, though fascinating, only deepen the mystery, as there is no explanation aligned with what is known about the engineering and transportation methods of the time. This scientific analysis, however, extends beyond the materials or dimensions. There is a human and spiritual component that challenges even the most skeptical specialists. Many who have studied the house report an almost indescribable experience when visiting the site. It is as though science, when faced with something so unique, is compelled to acknowledge that not everything can be understood through empirical methods. This paradox creates a bridge between faith and reason, showing that the two can coexist harmoniously. Although the goal of these studies is to clarify the phenomenon, they often end up fueling even greater curiosity and faith among those who believe in the miracle. Paradoxically, scientific investigation does not diminish belief in the extraordinary, but reinforces the idea that certain aspects of existence elude human logic. This dichotomy between what can be proven and what is felt prompts reflection on how such events shape not only science, but also the spiritual impact on millions of lives. The miraculous transportation of the House of Loreto is one of the most powerful symbols of how miracles can transform lives and strengthen faith. For believers, the story of the house serves as concrete proof that the divine operates in the physical world, providing protection and reinforcing hope in times of uncertainty. The emotional and spiritual connection to this event is so intense that, even centuries later, the house continues to inspire those seeking meaning in their life journeys. Miracles such as this do more than just nurture belief in the supernatural. They also serve as reminders that the inexplicable can be an invitation to reflection. For Christians, the impact of this event is directly tied to the idea that faith does not require rational explanations to be true. Instead, it calls for unconditional trust in something greater. The House of Loreto, therefore, is more than a relic. It is a catalyst for spiritual renewal and an invitation for individuals to deepen their relationship with the sacred. Moreover, this event invites the practice of humility and commitment, values embodied by the Holy Family who once lived in the house. The implicit message is clear. No matter the size of the miracle, what truly matters is how it inspires inner transformation. Examples of this are seen in pilgrims who, after visiting Loreto, return to their communities with a renewed sense of purpose, dedicating themselves to good deeds and strengthening familial and communal bonds. Finally, the impact of the House of Loreto is not limited to those who believe. Even the most skeptical cannot ignore the depth of the story and the resilience of the faith it inspires. It is a reminder that faith is often upheld not by evidence, but by transformative experiences that touch the heart. And so, the story of the house lives on, inspiring new generations to explore the connections between the tangible and the transcendent. Now that you know the details of the mystery of the House of Loreto, the question remains, what will you do with this story? Can it inspire you to look beyond what is tangible and challenge the limits of what we believe is possible? Perhaps the true message of this event lies not just in the miracle itself, but in the impact it can have on our spiritual and personal journeys. So, I challenge you. What can you do today to strengthen your faith or even explore new horizons? Whether it's visiting a place that inspires your soul, helping someone in need, or simply reflecting on your connection to the world, the opportunity for growth is within reach. If you enjoyed this content, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications to continue discovering stories that defy logic and transform lives.